Let us begin our guided meditation, as usual, by catching the mood of the evening and putting ourselves physically, mentally, spiritually in the presence of that entity that is the source and ground of our being. In order to tune in to this and connect with this, as we should during meditation, let us together repeat the sound symbol Om. We can do this 3 times by taking a deep breath in, and on the exhalation, repeating this sound symbol and emphasizing the 3 syllables that contribute toward this collective sound symbol Om. Let us now internalize this sound by repeating it with the lips moving, but no external sound. And as we do so, let us feel the very center and core of our innermost being, where that Om continuously resonates and beams. Now let us join this Om along with any special mantra that we have been given by our Guru. But if you have not got any special mantra that conveys the potency of a highest perfect ideal, let us construct a phrase to go along with this. Let us make it heartfelt and expressive. And as we now simply mentally repeat this, let us feel the expressive presence of that sweet inner divine that flows from within. Let us continue repeating this mantra and make it the way to connect with the innermost essence of your own being. Let us feel the shining presence, the inner light that this mantra represents. And as we do so, Let us mentally make a salutation to those intimately connected with it, all saints and sages. Let us make a salutation to our Guru. This Guru is our Gurudev, the mortal embodiment of our highest ideal. And let us make a mental salutation to our personal form of that highest, most perfect ideal that we call God. Let this entity who sits within spread its grace and goodness everywhere. And as we think of this, let us think that we are seeking that flowing grace of God. Let us assert in a prayer, I am seeking the grace of God. I am seeking the word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. I don't know what to pray for, so I don't pray for anything of this world. But I listen for thy voice, and I wait for thy word. During the course of the preceding day, let us take stock of how many times we have repeated this kind of prayer. Let us resolve that from here on, we can repeat this prayer a dozen times a day. If we were to do this, the effect of this would eventually change our entire life. And it is possible that changes might be evident even with a month of such practice. Because every time we turn to that inner center, we are recognizing that we of our own self can do nothing. And we are simply seeking the inner divinity, the true self within, in a spirit of true humility, true prayer, acknowledgement of the shallowness and nothingness of human wisdom or human power or human strength. Let us acknowledge that wisdom, power, and strength come from the infinite invisible. Let us now drink in a period of silence that creates an atmosphere of spirit. Let us understand that of our own self we can do nothing. It is that divine within us who does all our works and activities. What is the meaning of the statement that that divine is within me and does all the works? What is that inner presence within me that I feel now in this period of stillness and yet a sense of inner joy? Who is this being within me? It is an entity, something like a father or a mother, an entity that somehow continues to watch over and protect and supply. There is an inner entity in me that does everything. I make a mistake when I think it is me and my small effort. But it is that within me that does all the works, all the activities, whose grace flows through every single cell of the body, every limb, every hand, every foot, every heartbeat, every word that formulates in the mind is only because of that power. Every speech that is uttered is because of that. And so that is the ear behind the ear that hears, the ear of the ear. It is the eye of the eye. It is the life breath of the life. It is the mind of the mind. It is the eye behind the eye that sees, the eye of the eye. That being is greater than anyone who is in the world, and greater than any of the problems that arise in your small world. The life, intelligence, and wisdom that is within me is greater than anyone in this world, greater than anybody who opposes me, greater than my physical ills or ailments or psychological doubts and fears, greater than my ignorance, greater than my doubts, greater than my errors and mistakes and impurities. Let us sit and tune into that innermost presence. And as we do so, let us visualize this being in the very center of the heart. Let us open up our heart like a flower, opening up, embracing, expanding in a spirit of generosity, openness, truthfulness, honesty. Let us feel the internal presence, the sacred dwelling, and within it, that which lights the world and lights the life. Let us feel its embodiment of love. And let us assert, I can do all things through this entity which gives me strength. this Mother, Father who is within me, this divine power within. This will never leave nor forsake me, for it is my divine, paternal, maternal essence within. It strengthens me, it will never leave me, it will never forsake me. And before any human walked on this earth, this was within me. It is with me even unto the end of the world. You just feel its joyful, divine presence and its power. Let us feel its power as eternally existent. Let us feel its light that lends itself to all movement and pervades everywhere, arriving in this unit and every other unit as consciousness. Let us feel this presence as unconditional, perfect, shining, beautiful, blissful love. This presence and this power assert that it has been with me from the beginning of time, even when I did not know it. Even though I did not know, it was there, and it will be with me throughout all eternity. It will be with me regardless of where I am. If I make my bed in hell, if I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, this being is ever with me. It is a presence. It is the only presence that never leaves me. It is a power that always strengthens me, that goes before me and makes the crooked places straight and the rough places plain. Let us feel this divine hand in our own. Let us assert, I know that there is a power that can do all things. I know that there is a presence that can live my life for me, make my decisions, and show me the path of life. The whole of the divine kingdom is within me, and it will never leave me nor forsake me. And I can never doubt thy presence. All this in the quietness of the inner chamber of the heart is revealed from within yourself. Let us deepen our experience. Let us progressively sink down deeply into this one eternal presence. Let us feel the warmth of its closeness. Let us feel the comfort of the Spirit. Let us listen to the quiet, still voice of our divine. Let us deeply sink down into it, feeling a sense of being, feeling a sense of oneness. And when the mind comes away, let it be receptive to that still small voice, forgetting this embodied sense of accumulated experience called I. We once more turn within and wait, and wait, and wait. There is no time sense in this. There's no urgency. We can wait for 3, 4, 5 minutes. But we will always feel a response within ourselves. Meditation is a process of waiting silently, waiting until the voice of God utters itself within us. And all the sundry thoughts that race through the mental field don't concern us. We're not interested in them because we are waiting until we feel the activity of this inner divinity stirring within us. Let us feel the pour of this grace that comes from within us. Let us feel it flowing above us and below us and to left and right from all directions. And let us know that this grace is our sufficiency. This grace is welling up from within me. This grace-giving entity is within me. And it is this grace that is my sufficiency in all things. And I know whose grace it is. But what do we mean by grace? It is that fills every gap, that constantly flows with goodness and truth, beauty, love, and harmony. It is that we can observe in trees, in flowers, in the waves of an ocean, and in the sky, in the clouds, in the rainfall, in the smell of the earth. It is that grace that arrives as a carpet for my feet to walk on, called grass. It is that grace that sits within me, digesting my food. Providing a suitable format in which every cell of the body may be charged with energy. It is that grace that enables us to walk and live and learn. It is that grace that arrives as a thought or a feeling. It is that grace that opens the eyes for me to see. It is the eye of the eye, the ear of the ear, speech of speech, life of life, breath of breath, and the mind of the mind. Our salutations to that graceful entity who gives without requiring thanks or without requiring a return. Our salutations to that one who sits within us. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Just sit for a while in this meditative mood. Do not get up from where you sit in a hurry. Remain in a position of silence and waiting and listening, being receptive with every sense of the body and the mind.